Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Mood Tricks. I want you guys to be heavily informed that the current anime you're in love with is updating my anime each and every week. So if you go watch My Hero Academia, you're gonna see a reference in Nonz every single week. You wanna know, literally, the status of Nonz? Go watch My Hero Academia each and every single week. Last time on the Brick House special, not this week, but literally the week before that, we referenced literally still frames that are going to be used in the Brick House special Nonz movie. So let me get to the real nitty-gritty purpose of this video. Do you know why I'm young Midoriya? Do you know why they have so many similarities between me and Deku? Do you know why that all played out? Do you know why they set me up in order for me to meet Christopher Sabat? It's because My Hero Academia is a template for Nonz. Yes, your favorite anime, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, they're all leading up to Nonz. If you're wondering, that is the truth. That's why Noel's and Black Clover, all those were promotional animes for at the time. But why are they made? I'm going to get into a little PSA in a later video, but the first thing I have to literally state is Bakugo is Boomer. If you guys didn't know, Bakugo, Katsuki, the loudmouth that you like so much, is epic foreshadowing for Boomer. Yeah. So you gotta understand, in Lily, that's why they have similar powers. You know how Bakugo can make things explode, Boomer can make things explode. You know how Bakugo can fly in the air, Boomer can fly in the air. But they really did a good job of having a heavy mask. If you don't know, Deku is a watered down version of Gabaya. They were all templates in order to lead up to my anime. My Hero Academia is my promotional anime because it made anime mainstream and it gave me tools like, oh, all I had to do was get a Todoroki rig and pull tons of girls, you know? Like, it gave me, literally, so much room to work with more than other animes because of literally how visually appealing it is, and it was slowly the transition like My Hero to the mainstream. And the reason why My Hero was also made was to also help my writing process as a writer, because before, you know, My Hero came out, literally I had incomplete processes with Nonz. I was skipping arcs. I was getting literally the highlights of what I wanted to do get done first, literally, so I can implant it in my brain. I got the highlights that I'm gonna skip this part of the arc, I'm gonna get to a fight I want to get to in a later arc and this and that. I was writing that, and I forgot everything. I was so lost in writing, I forgot literally Nonz have 5 members, but I thought, okay, it's okay because Keto's a little bit dumb, so like literally I forgot to complete Zap's team. Like literally, so much stuff happened. Like literally, while I was younger, but after I learned how to write, after I learned like literally more tools, and like listening to Geekdom 101, enjoyed Boy. Like literally, after I listened to all that, I learned how to literally make my manga better, how to make it have more, you know, interaction, more dialogue. You have to understand, like literally, they need to be a middle anime in order to buffer, in order for me to get ready for Nonz. Because the real reason why My Hero Academia is a template is because it's nice and ladies. If you don't know, Kaminari is a stupid version, you know, like literally a really stupid dank version of Zap. So literally thinking Kaminari, literally that's an Easter egg. If you want to know, if you play One's Justice, if you wonder why do you connect dots in the show with Kaminari, but you don't connect dots, you know, literally in the show, but you connect dots in the video game, is because that's the Easter egg for Zap. My Hero One's Justice is an Easter egg for Zap, and Suyu is based off Code Kai. Yeah, all that stuff is played in, and Todoroki is the confirmation of Pito. But the biggest Easter egg is Bakugo himself, and I love Horikoshi. And if you want to know, I actually knew a guy named Kohei in junior high. Like literally, I knew a guy named Kohei in junior high. I swear. And literally, he was a big dick, like literally, he was a really big jerk, like literally freaking, he used to always treat me like shit. He acted brand new in front of Pop Kids, and he's getting his own versus battle season 3, so Kohei is getting his own versus battle season 3, like literally, he wasn't really like that. He was trying to mac on Jaylene and stuff like that, literally, he wasn't really anything. He was just a skinny Asian that went to my school with like long shaggy hair and shit. He wasn't really like anything, like literally freaking, his video's gonna be really dope. But back onto the topic, Tito, Todoroki, Deku, you know, like that's all epic for Shari, you know. Boomer and Bakugo have the most similarities, and you know how Boomer is hot-headed, and how Bakugo is hot-headed, and how Boomer is calm, cool, and collect. That's the heavy Easter egg that they made for me a whole long time ago. My Hero Academia is a template for Nonz. So why did My Hero Academia have to come before Nonz? First of all, let me get established that Nonz was actually, you know, confirmed when I was in high school, you know, if it, like, I got through the phase I got through, and that's why I changed a whole lot about the writing process. You see how My Hero Academia is heavy on its fan base and its heavy characteristics? Do you know why My Hero Academia was made? It was made in order to give nerds perspective. It was made in order to give nerds a different light when they view anime. Like, it gave you everything you liked, but think about it. Do My Hero action scenes add up to some of the fairy tale, fans, services? Think about it like that. Like when I was in high school, My Hero wasn't existing, and when I was in high school, fairy tale kept me afloat whenever I had to watch, a Naruto filler or whenever One Piece anime was on that BS. So you gotta understand, fairy tale always kept me afloat, and fairy tale heavily inspired by manga to really a certain degree, and you have to understand that literally this is nasty because you have to really freaking stand that literally why My Hero is so popular, but why it's so watered down is because of Nonz. It's because it's all leading up to my anime, but at the same time, why was it made so politically? Why did we get so involved into the writing? Why did they start saying My Hero Academia was better than DBZ and stuff like that? Like, okay, I'll put it like this. Anime was already censored in Japan, which is why Super can't do the same action. Like, we think that literally that Super can have the same intensity as Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. It can't. But what they did, they added extra choreography to make you think it's. Plus, Akira Toriyama is the king of world building. So every nerd who thinks that My Hero is well written, more than Dragon Ball is really, really smoking, because you have to understand, Akira Toriyama created a tournament of power, which really, one thought, the tournament of power shits on every fucking Ranger, Kishimoto and Oda, but we sleep on that because of how wacky Dragon Ball is. There's a theme to Dragon Ball, which is why it's wacky and stuff like that. You have to understand, like, literally, we think that it's 100% serious when, if you watch Arale, if you don't know what Arale is, Arale was Akira Toriyama's first manga before he made Dragon Ball, because Arale is really, really strong, but he's an idiot. He's known for gag characters. Like, literally, Akira Toriyama is made for, literally, he was known for making Saitama characters. He's known for making gag characters, and so, literally, that is completely different. So you don't understand, like, that's who he is as a person. Dragon Ball Z, I don't know, is of his personal interest. There are some mangaka that literally make anime that literally aren't for their personal interest, but look out for everyone. I don't know if he's one of them, but you gotta understand, like, literally freaking Akira Toriyama, like, literally, like, paved the way for the shonen anime today. But why was My Hero, so good in bits and pieces, but why did they drag it on? Well, to show you guys the message. You see how literally how we could have more My Hero substance, but it gave you just enough for the characters. You see how the characters are so on point that it doesn't make you question, like, literally, like, say literally freaking Aoyama, Bakugo, Mineta and stuff like that. They have their moments, but when are they gonna be, like, 100% accurate and relevant? Like, what My Hero does is that it takes every single character, it makes you care about every single character to a certain degree. It appeals to everyone because they have different characteristics. Like, literally, like freaking some people like Saru, even though some people think he's boring. Some people like Kirishima, like for no reason. Like, literally, some people like literally freaking think that Todoroki is better than Bakugo, or some people think that Bakugo is better than Todoroki. They give you a whole lot of shit to deal with, but when it comes to the action, when it comes to the living, when it comes to some villains like Gentle Criminal, you can't call that writing. You can't, like, literally, but we believe it's writing just because of all the momentum. We believe because of Off One. We believe because of how well written Shigaraki is, that really we sleep on Gentle Criminal. We sleep on the fact that season 4 is full of shit. But we accept it because literally everything else it gives us good music, good characters, good character interaction, but they've been lackluster under anime quality lately. Do you know why? It was specifically made for you guys to understand that it wasn't clicking in our brains. The same reason why One Piece is milked is the same reason why My Hero was inconsistent. And it was specifically made for me to call out in order to bring to your attention, like, yo, anime can be all this and more, and you guys are settling for less, which is why I made Nonz. And that's exactly why you guys, like, don't get about literally this world and stuff like that. Literally, you have to understand that literally freaking the reason why anime was censored was because we were losing the intellectual properties, literally. Because of that, we were listening to Naruto Believe It. We were listening to Kamehameha. Like, literally, we were taking away, like, literally, what was real about anime, and we were literally having to sue our own family. I used to be lost in my own little world when I was watching anime, but the truth about it is that's what made it sense. Like, I would imitate shit in Dragon Ball Z. Like, literally, I did the finished Buster of Trunks one time. I accidentally kicked the girl off a bike in kindergarten, recess and shit. Literally, I accidentally, like, freaking pushed the girl off a bike imitating Dragon Ball Z. And literally, but, at the same time, like, literally, there's nothing wrong with that, because literally, that is a very, very hype show. And I'm gonna get into why. Like, there's a science behind why people think Dragon Ball Z is real. And I'm gonna go into the science and anatomy about the spiritual aspect of it, because manga is made in a spiritual way more than, like, American shows. You know why? Because literally it's very required to have a soul in Japan, so they make sure they put everything into their writing where it comes to making their characters, instead of really characters that you can bounce off of. Or America, you get sucked into their characters because they're way at the written. It's also the ways of Japan and the rituals of Japan. Like, the culture of Japan is the reason why we get sucked into anime, because of how respectful they grow up and how much disrespect is thrown into our American society. And literally, That is the aspect of it, but that's what also made it twice as entertaining. And I'm here to tell you, like, what if you understood the situation, but you can make it just as epic as Dragon Ball Z? And that is what Nonz is, like, literally. Not entirely, but you get what I'm saying, like, literally. So, literally, I needed, anime needed a better mindset. The anime fan base needed a better insight of, like, how to view anime before I dropped Nonz. That's why they gave My Hero Academia. Nonz was actually ahead of its time. Literally, it's not just, like, literally, it would have worked, but at the same time, you have to understand, why would we drop it on an irresponsible generation? This is a part of the PSA. Like, literally, what is going on, like, later on, in our society is, like, literally, we're taking things like, literally, somebody can just throw on an overhaul beard, like, overhaul beard can be social, like, all of a sudden, like, literally, we can fake, like, literally, street sports and stuff, like, we can watch Black Clover and act like we don't watch My Hero, like, literally, this and that, we can do this and that, like, it gave people false identities and false things to cling to on purpose, because they gave an anime an American setting in order for people to get sucked in, and we're like, hold on, this is still anime, and that is what My Hero is, and that is why I incorporate things like dating and all that other stuff and Nonz. Now, dating isn't gonna get in the way of it being shown in Nonz. And that's what I love about Lily, about how I made sure how I changed as a person before I started writing. I didn't just fucking, write Layla up and down Lily without giving her no background, no taijutsu and shit. Like, Lily, you have to understand that, like, Lily, you have to really understand the real nitty-gritty about why it took so long. We need a society to advance in order to appreciate Nonz, because literally what's gonna happen is this, like, they viewed, like, literally people like me. I'm like, oh, ain't no way this fucking kawaii looking fucking teenage looking fucking guy who still thinks he's fucking 20 when he's 26, a guy who still thinks he's in fucking high school shit made Nonz and stuff like that. And I come from a very complex story and, like, a very complex background and shit, like, literally, you don't understand, like, literally. And the reason why My Hero is so impactful, but the reason why mine is so better than My Hero, and I looked at it, and why do I have all these animes that to be? Black Clover, My Hero Academia, is because there ain't shit compared to what Naruto was in its prime. So I'm okay with that. Like, literally, you think that literally freaking I'm watching this week by week, literally not knowing what to expect? You guys, if you guys are mostly attached to anime, if you guys are expecting more from My Hero Academia, do not expect more. I don't expect anything, and I gain so much more out of My Hero Academia on a weekly basis because literally I like what they're doing, but I don't like how they're doing it to a show on anime. But I can deal with it personally, like all these fillers with Shelter's family and stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't want you adding slice of life aspects to a superhero anime. I don't like that. You gotta understand that, literally. If it's going to be a slice of life aspects, please don't make it about superheroes, because this shit comes from Japan, and that's what fucks with My Hero's origin. It's an oxymoron and people don't realize it. We're supporting America in Japan in an anime, and we're not realizing how many freaking, like, sides we're turning down. Like, literally, you don't understand, like, literally freaking, and you don't understand, like, literally, that's a part of mind control. It exposes people about a whole lot of shit, like how I won that fan made based off the drip alone, Lily, and how nerds say, like, Lily, don't judge a book by its cover, but somebody who actually knows what books are for and stuff like that can take what is good out of books and, like, Lily, not get lost in books, because, a lot of books are, like, Lily, made to put you in your own little world and stuff like that, Lily. It's not the fact that they're a distraction. They're good brain food, but, Lily, like, a book can't comprehend street smarts. Like, Lily, a book can, Lily, I'll put it like this. Like, you guys put emphasis on this and that, like, oh, he did this, oh, he did that, and all I had to do was wear a Todoroki rig, and the whole world were crazy. That's a part of brainwashing and propaganda. That's literally freaking this and that. You can read all the books in the world, but if a girl sees somebody with half white and half red hair, looking hot as fuck with a red outfit, you think she's gonna think about, Lily, the next chapter of the book, or she's gonna daydream about the hunky Todoroki. I'm trying to let you know that, Lily, and that is why the anime was made. It's a simple anime for what you see is what you get, and they have a pretty cool system, but at the same time, people weren't realizing this is nothing on Naruto. This is very inspirational. It serves more of a universal purpose than Naruto, but the quality isn't of Naruto, and that's what people are failing to realize in My Hero. People are saying, oh, My Hero is better than any anime. My Hero saved anime because anime wouldn't be, freaking, like, analytical, social. We would pay more attention to the action more than a platform wasn't for My Hero. No. That's all bullshit. What they did was they gave you something to keep you, Lily, content and going on, and something slightly badass to keep you enthusiastic, but nothing to, like, Lily, make you think on your own. Like, Lily, don't you think that this is a whole pop scheme? Like, don't you think that Lily freaking, like, and what keeps it pure is Deku, like, being, like, the diary of a Whoopi kid, and that's all cool, but you guys, they even know that this brand out for me. You guys wouldn't have My Hero Academia if it wasn't for me, and that is literally going over a whole lot of people's heads. People miss out on all those principles because of Lily, how much of a fan base it gave, but Lily, that is why One Piece and all those animes play with your emotions because you don't know what's wrong with My Hero. You don't know what's holding it back from being Naruto. It can never be Naruto because of that concept. Naruto is pure Japanese lore, and My Hero imitates America, and people sleep on that a lot. And that's why Boomer is really heavily influenced done right. And you gotta understand, like, literally, freaking Bakugo is cool. And what you don't understand about Bakugo is, literally, he intended for Bakugo to literally being a Sasuke rivalry role, but they didn't give him a Sasuke trump. So you know what they did? They split Sasuke in two where it came to My Hero. They gave Todoroki the Sasuke role, but they gave Bakugo the rivalry and stuff like that. Literally. And you know Boomer is both of them in one. And just, so it's like it doesn't matter. It's like, you get what I'm saying? Literally. And that's what people sell for less, where it could be a whole lot more and stuff like that. And literally. But they gave you just enough to draw you in, but then they milked the fuck out of it like every other anime. But people didn't call it out because of what it was doing to society, and that's exactly why we made My Hero. We made you think the anime was finally social because we gave you undeniable drip for Todoroki, fucking undeniable mainstream shit with Bakugo. Even my grandma would like My Hero Academia. Literally, freaking, you know, my grandma would like it because of the older generation, what All Might does, like how All Might literally freaking communicates with Deku. My grandma would start rolling at that, like the Two Heroes movie, like, Midoriya, I told you not to go, Lily. I'm down. Please don't go, Midoriya. And he looks at him with a straight face. My grandma would have started dying because he understands the situation. It has dang shit like that that's good for every generation. That's what makes My Hero Academia great. But at the same time, they take that part and then they feed you a whole bunch of bullshit. They lure you in with everything that literally is universal, not what you like, anything that's a universal benefit. And this generation plays off of universal benefit. My Hero is a universal anime that you can show to a girl, like, hey, you see that guy with the half white and red hair? That's my favorite character. Oh, that nigga go hard. Trust me, girls think like that. It's called logic. It's not called reputation. It's not called gaslighting. It's called logic, man. The human brain breaks on logic, but if they're imprinted by shit like loving hip hop and shit, and literally they're not, it's not gonna process through their brain. But if it's a new experience, of course they're gonna like it. Literally, oh my god. So like, literally, I'm trying to tell you, Bakugo is literally debuffer for Boomer. Like, literally, anime fans can jump to all their conclusions they fucking want before they saw Boomer. They're like, literally, wait, but Bakugo, like, literally, this and that, literally, he's so badass. Like, how can Boomer? Oh, I finally saw Boomer in the manga. Funimation. Please add some cringe. Yeah, the nerds are going crazy because now they know the full truth. But like, literally, I'm trying to tell you. So literally, all that is really preparation for my anime. Todoroki, literally. Todoroki is epic for shattering for Tito. So literally, they're all confirmations. And there's a still frame that I can draw right now that shows you that I'm a better mangaka than Horikoshi. Literally, what happened is there's going to be an arc where somebody fights a bull character, and like literally what's going to happen is literally he's going to chop something out. You don't know what it's going to be, but Bakugo, when he was chopping up that ice, was based off of arc and Nonz, and you're going to see that in the future. That is literally a battle between Viado fighting somebody else. Literally. That's based off a still frame for Viado, literally. That fast movie, you know how Viado is. So I'm going to link both examples of the Nonz manga in the description. But for right now, I just want you guys to know, like, literally, freaking, the thing that you cling onto is being milk, but it's also giving you a heavy purpose. I have more connections to My Hero Academia than you do personally. What I love about My Hero Academia is not just the fact that it's my promotional anime, it's the fact that, literally, I fucked the cosplayer who was Uraraka while I'm already known as Young Midoriya. Literally, I groped the cosplayer who cosplayed as Toger for over 4 minutes and stuff like that. And literally, I got an award for that, along with North Pito, and literally, and now I'm talking to her sister nowadays, and literally, and then after I saw the My Hero movie, Heroes Rising, and I get to literally come home and I'm watching My Hero, and then I listen to the ending and I see Toger, I get to think about all the times I have fun with that ass, like literally fucking coming home from a kick-ass movie, like literally, Heroes Rising, and then think about how many times I grabbed Toger's ass. It was the crazy fair, a Toger cosplayer, literally, short as fuck, literally, lifted her off the ground with each and every squeeze. It's fucking great, man. I'm trying to let you know, like literally, My Hero is my promotional anime, and that is why Bakugo is Boomer!